Chapter 1, Tower Rappelling. In the introduction, rappelling taught on static tower, figure 1-8, using the building block approach for the trainer soldiers systematically progress and make more demanding platforms, including taller static towers, and finally to helicopters. A static tower used may be a size of height of 34 to 90 feet. The concept of learning the basic rappelling techniques before the helicopter operation does not vary. Units may conduct ground training and wall-side tower rappelling without rappelling masters. In case the unit command was responsible for the safety of rappelling training. Note that each static rappel tower should resemble the structure of an aircraft being trained to Army standards. Design of the building. Static rappel towers can be obtained through the plans and support of a branch for the Post Engineers Building, 75 Fort Benning, Georgia 31905, commercial 706545, 3307, and then their DSN. Strict adherence to design specification required for the safety consideration. Rappel towers should be inspected annually to Post Safety and Post Engineers. Section 1, in personnel. This section discusses the personnel involved with the training, rappelling, and their duties and responsibility. 1.1. The Rappel Master. The proponent accreditation evaluation infantry of the information of the Army Rappel Master Corps, the Director of the Operation Training, U.S. Army Infantry, Sole Lieutenant ATSH OTTF at Fort Benning, Georgia. Duties, responsibility. The Rappel Master is responsible for the safety of the rappellers. He ensures all the equipment, installation unit, and property is serviceable. He personally supervises the rappelling operations. Qualification. Rappel Master qualification is awarded only after the successful completion of the TRADOC accredited Rappel Master course, which includes the following subjects. Duties, responsibility, rappel masters, safety, standard authorization, regulation, reference, construction, and deployment bag, conducting an equipment rappel from the rappel tower, conducting a lock-in, talking a rappeller through the completion of the rappel, conduct the ground training, inspecting the proper hooks-ups, inspecting the maintaining equipment, inspecting maintaining snap links, inspecting maintaining rappelling gloves, inspecting maintaining rappel ropes, identifying rappel capabilities, aircraft used, controlling rappels from the UH-1 and UH-60 aircraft, tying knots, square bowline, half-hitch, proof safety lines, rappel seat, Swiss seats, and Australian seats, inspection, rappel seat, aircraft rigging and rappelling operations, aircraft command and control. Proficiency. To remain current with the Rappel Masters, execute their duties in tactical training exercises once every 6 months. If the Rappel Master does not execute the duties every 6 months, they must be refreshed the class and taught the current Rappel Master. The fresh class includes the subject listed with the Rappel Master qualifications in 1.1b. 1.2. Rappel Safety Officer. The RSO, or the Rappel Safety Officer, is an air assault qualified, range qualified sergeant first class above those who are as OIC for the conduct of rappel operations. The Rappel Safety Officer is responsible for overall the safety of all rappellers, ensures that all the precautions are followed. The Rappel Safety Officer VIPs visitors inspection authority of the training and safety requirements, laying out the training areas. 1.3. Rappelling lane NCO. The duty of the responsibility, safety of the rappelling NCO, number the priority with the rappel line NCO. Ensure proper safety and procedures followed with ensure the proper hookup with one directive with the rope station, issue the commands, and maintain eye contact with the propeller at all times. Qualification. The rappel lane of the NCO holds the rank of the corporal or above the ranger and air assault qualified and is selected by the commander. Each tower rappel must have a qualified rappel and lane NCO. Training. The Rappel NCO must also train the following subjects: responsibility, safety requirements, inspection, maintenance of equipment, identification, safety anchor points, identification, safety, unsafe hookups, establishing rappel point, inspection, rappel seat, coaching techniques, rappelling procedures, emergency procedures, belaying control procedures. Participation. The Rappel NCO, the participated in the last 7 rappel operations. For these last 7 of rappel operations. 3 as rappeller, 2 as an assistant rappel lane NCO, and 2 performing the duties of rappel line NCO under the supervision as a qualified rappel master. Proficiency maintenance. If the rappel lane NCO has conducted the duties within the last 6 months, he must complete with training, and if the paragraphs 1-3 under the supervision of the current rappel master. 1-4. The repeller. Repeller qualification requirements apply to the individual repeller participant in the tower rappelling training. It must complete the following requirements under the supervision of a rappel master. The unit commanders ensure the personal success complete these requirements before beginning aircraft rappelling training. Identifying all the rappelling equipment demonstrated the construction attachment of the rappel seat and the rappel rope to the seat. Identifying the unsafe equipment, rope connections, and seat construction. Determine the terms used for the rappel operation, identify nonce and rappel operation, understand, demonstrate rappel commands, demonstrate the rappelling position, demonstrate the belaying procedures, exhibit the satisfactory performance of rappel tower for at least 34 feet in height, 2 rappels equipped with the weapon, 2 without equipment and weapon, 2 rappels conducted with from the free side of the tower, no wall, demonstrating the ability to lock in. 1-5. The belayer requirement subtask basic rappelling requirement. Soldiers must know how to belay before they conduct rappelling training. The belayer assumes the position of the baseline about the 1 pace away from the tower or area. Ensures the rappeller's ropes are even with the ground during the tower rappels. Loosely holds the rappel rope with both hands so that not to interfere with the repeller, but still be able to stop the repeller should he fall. Immediately stop the repeller and pulling down on the rappel ropes if the repeller shouts falling, loses control in the brake handing during the descent. Loses control of the brake hand during the descent. And does not wear gloves to ensure the firm grip of the rappelling. Does not wear gloves to ensure the firm grip on the rappelling rope. Watches repeller at all times. Maintains constant voice visual contact. Wears a helmet to prevent injuries from falling debris. 1-6. Belay safety. The belay safety must be a Ranger air assault qualified. He ensures the belay personnel performing the duties of property of the rappel training of the court requires the belay safe on the 2 rappel stations. Section 2. The pre-operation briefing of the safety procedure. Rappel master must ensure the participants have basic understanding of requirement safety procedures before conducting training. 1-7. Safety. The following personnel and equipment must be during the static tower. 2 military rappel ropes for each rappel station. 1 safety officer. 1 rappel master for each of the rappel site. 1 rappel lane NCO for the per rappel station. 1 medic for the medical kit and backboard. 1 safety medical evacuation with the driver. 1 belayer for each rope section. Rappellers alternate stations. 1 belay safety and from each of the 2 rappel stations. 4 ropes. 1-8. Safety briefing. All also trained with the safety procedure of the rappel operation. The rappel must be briefed in all the personal duty safety, including the following instruction. Each rappeller ensures the loose clothing and equipment are secured. Rappel seats are tied to by the soldier, inspected with the rappel master before climbing the tower. Rappel seats are removed from upon completion of every rappel, retied, re-inspected, and qualified rappel master, rappel lane NCO before the subsequent rappels. C. The repeller climb tower only when the directed rappel master or rappel lane NCO rappellers stay in the center of the tower until the instructed to move the rappel point. E. No more than 3 personnel are behind each rappelling point. If they're using a troop ladder, only 3 soldiers are on the ladder at one time. Soldiers do not climb the ladder until told to do so by the rappel master. All rappel masters and rappel NCO instructors, anyone else standing near the edge of the top of the tower, must wear a restraint top of the safety rope. The strap or rope must be attached to the anchor point. H. No one should lean or sit on the railing banister of the tower. No one is allowed within 3 feet of the edge of the tower without being secured. When attaching the rappel rope to the snap length, the propellers pull the slack towards the anchor point, and the repeller master rappel lane NCO physically checks each hookup. Okay, all personnel weighing more than 200 pounds will conduct a standard hookup rappel to determine if they require a friction hookup. A friction hookup is created placing additional 2 ropes in the gate of the snap link, or for a total of 6 ropes in the snap link. A combat equipment is positioned on the repeller so that it does not interfere with the brake hand. The weapon must be slung diagonally across the back of the muzzle, pointing down and on the opposite side of the brake hand. M. Heavy-duty gloves are required for all rappelling training. Kevlar helmets with chin straps fastened are worn during tower rappel training. O. While on the tower, the repeller maintains eye contact with the rappel master. Rappel lane NCO receives all the command from them. P. The repeller ensures that he has the belayer on his rope. B-Labor does not wear gloves but keeps both hands on the rope at all times. Also, he faces the propeller at all times. R. All tower rappelling is performed with a double strand of rope. No running is allowed on the tower. No smoking or eating allowed near the tower. All participation were unable to rappel, lack confidence, refused to rappel, reported with the rappel master or OIC. The participant involved immediately removed from the training area. The rappel safety officer, rappel master, must be aware of overconfidence or carelessness. Some of the rappellers, the rappel master ensures all in personnel on the tower qualified before being aircraft rappel tower training. Alright, 1-9, tower safety preparation. The rappel master changes charge of the tower. He conducts a physical inspection of every equipment is installed with the structural, lumber, timber, and ladder, the platform floor, and the all anchor points. The static tower will be noted not used for during thunderstorms, excessive high winds. If ice is present or the platform is slick from rain, rappelling will be delayed until the conditions are safe. All right, 1 and 2. Example 1A. Example: the rappel tower anchors A and B. All rope are rigged in the two anchors. Figure 1, 2, A, B, and C. The first anchor point is the middle of the rope knot, and the second end of the rope an anchor knot. The rappel master removes the slack between the knots to create equal tension with the anchor points. He ensures that no less than 10 feet of rope is on the ground during the static rappelling. 1, 2. C. The example of the Raper Tower anchor pointed continues. See, it has two anchors in there. 110. Repeller preparation. Before conducting repeller, each propeller must prepare individual clothing and equipment. Warning: failure to properly prepare repellers could result in bodily injury and damage to the equipment. A. Secure shirt tails, loose clothing, equipment straps, and long hair. Wear a helmet during the rappelling. Properly fasten all the straps. Ensure that the helmet is serviceably conditioned. Wear heavy leather workman gloves. Wear identification tags. When rappelling an equipment, the LB and the LBV should be unfastened in the front of the fastened loosely behind the back of the propeller. The rucksack should be worn high and tight on the back of the propeller to allow the brake hand to reach the small of the back, and rucksack adjusted with the straps will be tied across the chest and tucked away. After the sling of the weapon diagonally across the back of the muzzle down, ensure the muzzle is on the guide hand side with the stock is toward the brake hand. Soldiers rappelling with equipment in excess of 50 pounds may want to consider using a friction hookup. Section 3, Rappelling Procedures. This section discusses the procedures used in the tower rappelling. 111. The seat hip rappel. When using a seat hip rappel, the friction is created with a snap link that is inserted in a sling rope with the seat fastened through the propeller. The method provided with a faster, more controlled descent than other methods. Wear the gloves to prevent rope burn. The alternate technique is insert a second snap link into the first snap link attached to a rappel seat. Running the rope through the second snap link, this allows an easier disengagement from the rappel rope without running from the entire rope through the first snap link. To disengage from the rappel rope, use an alternate technique. Release the tension from the rope operation gate of the first snap link and removing the second snap link with the rope attached. 1. The repeller is constructed as follows in Figure 1.3a and through 1.3t. Place the midpoint center on the length of the sling rope with the hip of the opposite brake hand. The brake hand is the strong hand. Figure 1.3a, b, and c. Bring the sling rope and the waist above the hip bone to the tied double overhand knot over the navel. The Figure 1.3 d, e, f, and g, and h. Let the two free open sling rope into the ground in front of the 1.3i. Bring the two free ends of the sling rope down between the legs and up over the buttocks. Ensure the two free ends do not cross. Figure 1.3j. Pass the end of the ropes over the rope that is tied under the waist of the 2 points above the center of the two rear seat pockets. Figure 1.3k. Grab the free end of the rope on the left side of the body. The left hand free end of the rope is on the right side of the body with the right hand. Squat down simultaneously both on the running ends of the rope and stand up. This will tighten the seat. 8. Take the two running ends of the rope down and back over the waist wrap waist rope from the inside. Bring the running end of the boat under the rope as they are going across the buttock. Figure 1-3L. Tie the running ends of the square knot, 2 overhand knots on the hip of the opposite brake hand 1-3M and 9. Place the excess of the trouser pocket. Place any excessive rope in the trouser pocket near the square knot in 1-3O and P. With the gate down, tucked and the hooked end of the snap link against the navel, place the end of the snap link through the single rope and around the waist, and the two ropes form the double knot figure 1-3Q. Rotate the snap and half turn so that the gate is facing up and will open air from the body. Figures 1-3S, 3RS, and T. Figure 8, you fold the mug in half. Figure B is probably through your snap link. Figure 1C is around the back, and then 1D is given a seat. Then cross them in E, and then in F you have to tie a cross knot, and then tighten that around U, and this is the construction of a rappel seat. G and H, tie it tight. I and J, put your tie them underneath and put around, and then through your legs, and then back through the back, fed through the rope through both sides. Then tuck them back to your sides. Bring them to your side. Make another cross knot through your right hand, your strong hand. And then you tie that, and then you have another O and P. All right, now you have Q, your lap seat. AR, you put your your clip, and you fasten those to your rappelling seat, RST, and RS and T. We'll just go back and read RS and T one more time, like. Alright, RS and T. Rotate the snap link half a turn so that the gate is facing upward while opening the from the body. Alright, so you got these snap links after you made your seat, and you feed your rope through those on the side. Alright, to hook up using the seat method, perform the following. Place the square knot with the 2 overhand knots toward the anchor point of the seat hip rappel. Grasp the 2 ropes with both hands, drop them, gate, and snap link at the points. The 2 ropes should be running through the snap link. Using a hand close to the anchor point, pull the slack towards the anchor point, rotate the slack under and then over the top of the snap link. Dropping the 2 ropes the second time through the gate of the snap link. At this point, 4 ropes should be running through the snap link. Place the guide hand on the rope between the anchor point and snap link, palm facing up, and place the brake hand around the running end of the rope, palm facing down, placing the brake hand with the rope in a small of the back. Alright, your 112, your Australian rappelling. To hook up with the Australian rappelling, figure 1-4, perform the following. Hook up the Australian seat. Grasp the 9-foot slinging rope on the mid-center of the link and double the rope. Place the double sling rope around the back of the waist to ensure that the rope is above the hip bone, below the ribs. So, ensure the rope is above the hip bone but below the ribs. Tie a square knot over the overhand knots over the navel. Place an excessive rope in the trouser pocket near the exit exists. When the Australian seat is donned, face away from the anchor point and the side of the rappel seat. Stand on the same side of the rope as the brake hand. Determine the left or the right rappel with the facing of the anchor point. Place the snap link on the seat of the gate with the facing up the hind hinge close to the body. Place it on the hip corresponding to the brake hand. The rear rappel master rappels the rappel rope, lays the rope into a snap link. He then places the hand between the snap link and the anchor point, drawing the slack down toward the anchor point. He rotates the slack down under and over the rope into the snap link. The rappel master then slips the snap link directly into the rappeller's back. Serve the running end of the rappel with the brake hand, preparing to rappel during the descent. The brake by drawing the rappel ropes diagonally across the chest, with the ropes running through the near the waist to the pocket of the opposite shoulder. The Australian rappelling Australian Pell 1-4. 113 climbing procedure. Before climbing the ladder, Rappel Master Safety OIC Rappel NCO, Rappel Lane NCO checks each of the rappeller's equipment. The rappeller kicks the sand off his boots before climbing. The rappeller grasps the outside of the ladder while climbing, not on the rungs when possible. If the stairs will be built for the tower, the rappeller grabs the railings as appropriate. Just before climbing the ladder, the rappeller sounds off name climbing, and then begins to climb up the ladder. One top of the clear with the ladder repeller sound off. Name clear. Once the ladder repeller waits until the rappel master of the lane NTO directs him to proceed to the rope station. At this time, the next repeller in the line may start to climb the ladder. 114 tower procedures. After propellers climb the tower, the following procedures are adhered to. One, direct of the rope station, rappel master, NTO, ensuring the proper hookup with the rappelling. At this time, the propeller sounds off with on rappel. Belayer sounds off with him on belay. When maintaining his brake, the propeller on the command of the rappel master of the lane NTO steps over the safety rail and faces the anchor point. At this point, the propeller NTO sounds off the following verbal commands and arm and hand signals. 1. Get ready. Repeller master lane NTO extends both arms in front and fist and then latch with the thumb pointing upward. This alerts the repeller. Each repeller then looks over the brake hand shoulder to check for the belay man. The roper then hooks the repeller the repeller then looks at the rappel master. The rappel master in the lane NTO makes a second check to the hookup rappel seat and snap equipment. Example of an arm hand signal, get ready. Alright, position. The lane NTO extends both arms to front and elbows, locked forearms pointed downward, fingers extended. He makes a circular motion with both forearms rotating opposite directions. Figure 1C with the brake hand and a small of the back. The propeller rotates 180 degrees out of the wall of the skid mount. Skid mock up and assume the L-shaped position. The feet should be shoulder width apart, balls and feet on the wall, and skid knees locked and body bent on the waist. 3. The lane go. The lane NCO extends his right arm with the elbow locked and first. Locked fingers extended through around the index finger pointed directly at the propeller. Figure 1-8 initiates the propeller. The propeller flexes his knees, jumps vigorously backwards. At the same time, the propeller throws his brake hand out 45 degrees angle, letting the rope slide through the bolt of the brake hand and the guide hand. The propeller looks over the brake hand shoulder at all times during the descent. Figure 1-8 shows the arm and the hand signal go. The propeller descends in a smooth, controlled manner. The propeller maintains eye contact with the ground at all times. The propeller must maintain a modified L position during the descent of the feet. Would depart, knees, legs, and buttocks parallel to the ground. Figure 1-9. The L-shaped position while rappelling. H. When carrying equipment, additional weight, the modified L shape is used with the legs slightly lower than the buttocks to compensate for the added weight. The propeller's back is straight, looks over the brake hand shoulders. The guide hand is extended through the rope while the elbow is extended locked, and the rope slides freely through the guide hand, which is used to adjust the equipment and assist the balance during the descent. L. To break the propeller from the brake hand with the rope in the hand is small of the back, and this can then grasp the rope firmly with the brake hand. Do not grip the rope firmly with the brake hand while the brake hand and the brake arm extend for the 45-degree angle. If this is done while rappelling, do not grip the rope firmly with the brake hand while the brake hand and the brake arm extend at a 45-degree angle. If this is done while rappelling, the brake hand and glove may become entangled in the snap link, causing the injury to the hand and causing the propeller to become hung up on the ropes. And releasing the tension of the rope, moving the brake hand out of the rear of the 45-degree angle regulates the tip rate of the descent. The propeller never lets go of the rope with his brake hand until the rappel is completed. After the rope is cleared, the propeller is off, and then he acts as the propeller for the next propeller. He acts as the belayer for the next propeller. Section 115, Rappel Tower Training of the UH-H-1 Helicopter. Training of the propelled helicopter skid propelling prepares the soldier to propel the UH-1H helicopter. Figure 110. The propeller is hooked up while he sits on the platform just above the helicopter skid on the rappel master of the getting ready, but the propeller looks over the edge of the tower to ensure the running edge of the ropes are on the ground. The figure 110A on the command sit in the door. The propeller rotates his first feet and legs off the platform, places them on the skid. Figure 110B on the command position. Propeller turns around and assumes the L position on the command go. The propeller bounds away with the helicopter skid repels, and the rappel master is responsible for the proper procedure safety. Figure 1H10 shows the UH-1H helicopter skid repel training A, B, and C. 116 rappelling tower training UH Black Hawk helicopter. Rappelling tower training UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter. Rappelling tower from the UH-60 Black Hawk is similar from the UH-1, with the exemption of the UH-60 has no skids on which to stand. Therefore, the edge of the rappel tower issue for the pivot point to assume the shape position. The command is the same extent with the sit-on door, which doesn't apply with the UH-60. The stance for each of the command are also different, as shown in Figure 111. This time he's on his knees, and he comes off with a L-shaped maneuver off the helicopter rappel training 111. 117, emergency lock-in procedures. Mastering lock-in procedures during the lower training is critical before the advancing a helicopter rappelling. Use the lock-in procedure always personnel to hold position and extend for the period of time. A. If the helicopter gains altitude above the length of the rappel ropes, the propeller immediately brakes, locks in, wait for the descent of the aircraft. Procedure for the lock-in area as follows. Place the brake hand in the small of the back, brake to the complete stop, release the guide hand from the rope, brake the guide hand around the back and the grasping running end of the two rappel ropes behind the brake hand. Using the guide hand, bringing the two run ends of the rappel ropes around the front, secure the two run ends of the rappel rope with the two anchor ends of the rappel rope and the guide hand. This is now the new brake hand. Take the old brake hand out of the small of the back, bring it around to the front, grasp it with the two ropes from the anchor point and just above the new brake hand. The old brake hand is now a guide hand. The guide hand. The rappel master wait for the command to lower the ground. When the command is received, the propeller will continue the descent. Bring the brake hand to 45 degree at the rear with the time at the brake. Bring the new brake hand around with the front to go diagonally across the chest. If engine or aircraft emergency occurs during the rappelling, the propellers on the rope descend rapidly as possible. Move from beneath the aircraft to the sides. Propellers will maintain and control the ropes if possible. 118, communication. The rappel at the top of the rappel point must be able to communicate with those at the bottom. Radios and hand signals, rope signals are considered during the tactical rope. For the training situation, use the following commands. Lane number on repeller, given by repeller. I am ready to begin repelling. Lane number on belay. I am on the belay. You may begin repelling. Lane number off repeller. Repeller. I have completed the rappel. Cleared the rappel lane. Am off the rope. Lane number off the repeller. I am off belay. Lane number falling. Repeller. I am falling. Be alert below. Belay. Man, brake. 118, demonstration. After explaining the procedure of all repellers, the propeller master should have an assistant demonstrate one complete cycle of the repelling tower, one complete cycle of the repelling from the static tower. This ensures the propeller can hear all the proper commands and see the actions techniques on the static tower. Chapter 2, ground repelling.